everyone. I have a haul today of manga and manhwa and novels that I've picked up recently. I thought it might be fun to do a different, like a little change of scenery, do my haul video from a different angle, so we'll see how it goes. I also got a few figures in recently, so I'll pop those in between some of the series that I'm talking about. So as usual, I will have timestamps down below, so feel free to use those if you want to jump around, and I'm going to get right into it. So first I have Volume 4 of the Lady and Her Butler, which is a manhwa series that I really like. I've been so glad that we got this in English print because I read this digitally and it is one of my favorite non-BL manhwa series. But it follows these two who become roommates after he is a victim of rental scam and he thinks he's renting the apartment that she lives in. And after that whole misunderstanding in the first volume, she allows him to live in the apartment with her as a live-in kind of housekeeper. So he does all of the chores around the house, cooking, which is super convenient for her because she is a very, very busy and very successful businesswoman. And meanwhile, he has fallen on hard times. So it's just a life-saving thing for him. And as you would expect, romance blossoms between them. And along with romance, there is a lot of drama and I love it. It is such a ride and I'm so glad we have it in English print now. I haven't been reading as the volumes release. I'm waiting until the print release is closer to concluding, and then I'm going to just go through and do a full read through of the series. Next is a spicy josei series, and it's one of my favorites of the Seven Seas steamship line. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus. But this is volume 2. Volume 1 released a few months ago, but I really like this one. It's by the same artist and writer duo as the Yakuza and his Omega. And that is another one that I like a lot too. But it's such a different series. This one is, I'll leave this here if you want to pause and read the premise. But this one, while being a spicy, mature rated series, it is extremely wholesome and just really, really sweet. So, virgin marriage, a maiden voyage into passion's embrace, and it follows these two newlyweds who have been married for about a year now, but have not had any intimacy in their marriage. And at this anniversary point, they're both wanting to change that, but they're both trying to work up the nerve to have that conversation, and it becomes kind of a learning experience and adventure that they are tackling together, and it's just so cute and sweet and wholesome, but also quite spicy. So really happy that we got this one as well. When they announced the Yakuza and his Omega, I was hoping that we would get this one too. So I'm really happy to have it. Next is another mature rated manga series, but this one is a BL Omegaverse series. Hate Me But Let Me Stay, Volume 4. And I feel like I say this about all of the new releases that I'm excited about, but this is my favorite Omegaverse series. So I've been so happy as each volume releases that we got this series in English print, and it's just been such a nice release, and I'm super happy with it. I love the series. It follows these two guys. They have a little bit of an age gap, which is more noticeable in Volume 1 because he's still a high school student and he is a young adult at that point. But then by the end of Volume 1, they're both adults by the time that they are getting into a relationship with each other. But it follows this older Omega who had a teenage pregnancy after being assaulted by his classmates. So then he's had years of just struggling and trying to be a good parent to his daughter when he meets this other guy. But here in Volume 4, from the cover, it's kind of obvious that they have a new little family, and just like this one, it's another that is really wholesome, really sweet, and also quite spicy. And despite the premise of how things happened in Volume 1, it doesn't have a lot of typical assault themes and the typical tropes in Omegaverse series. It is not normalized, and it's just in the first 1 or 2 volumes, there is a bit of plot around it, as that is the premise, as well as this character's healing journey. So just a very sweet story. I really like it. But I've also been really hoping that Seven Seas will pick up the 2-volume spin-off series that follows these 2 characters here on the back. So really hoping for that. But in the meantime, just happy to have this one, and I've been enjoying each release. Next is volumes 11, 12, and 13 of A Man and His Cat. So I recently picked up this series and added it to my collection. I can't remember if it was last month or the month before that I did a binge read of this series. My library had volumes 1 to 10. So I was able to just go through and read, and I ended up liking it a lot more than I expected I would. So before I even finished my read through, I ordered the volumes that were available because I wanted to have it in my physical collection. Not even as much for the content of the main character being a pet owner and all of the cats in the series, but more so because of the emotional elements in the storytelling about his healing as he's trying to find things to love and find things to motivate him and heal as he's still grieving over the loss of his wife, as well as his different interactions and relationships with all of the side characters. And then also the fact that music plays a big role in this series, as the main character used to be a concert pianist and now is working as a children's piano instructor. So I'm really excited to get into these ones. This cover looks kind of familiar, so I might have read volume 11. I can't remember, but I definitely haven't read 12 or 13. So gonna get into those soon. And I already have, I think, 14 and 15 pre-ordered. So just became a big fan of this series, and I'm happy to have it in my collection now. And with this, I think I have all of the volumes that have released except for volume 5. I know that the original release of volume 5, the spine of that volume was missing the volume count number. So I'm planning to pick that one up in person when I can find one that has a number, because I have seen them both with and without, and I just would like all of my copies to have the numbers on the spine. But I'm not in a rush because I have already recently read it, and it's just to have it in my collection, just the aesthetics that I would like. Next, I have 2 volumes of a shoujo series, A Condition Called Love, volumes 11 and 12. And this series just ended in Japan, so we're on the final stretch with the English release. I had forgotten to pre-order some of these, so I've been playing catch-up. In an earlier haul, I did just get volume 13 while these 2 were on the way, so then I just got 11 and 12 in. And then volume 14 is the new release, so with these 2, I'm caught up now, and I just have volume 14 to be fully caught up. So this is a series that I have been following the digital release. So I actually have read into the final volume already, and I just need to read the last couple chapters. I think the last 2 chapters to finish off this series, but I'm a big fan of this series. It's just a high school romance, very sweet, but the thing that sets it apart, I think, from other shoujo high school romance series is this male lead character. So I love him. He's such a sweetheart, but I feel like it is pretty atypical for high school set series to have yandere characters, and Hananoi is definitely a yandere. He's very obsessive over the girl that he likes and is trying the whole series to be the perfect boyfriend while also figuring out exactly what he wants out of this relationship with her. But the series is going to be ending with volume 18. So after volume 14, we will just have 4 more releases in English to catch up to the finale volume. Next is Kaiju number 8, volume 13. So this one too just ended in Japan. So this one is going to be 16 volumes, so 3 more to go. And I'm really excited to see the volume 16 cover. I don't think it has been revealed yet. But the entire series is available on the Shonen Jump app, so I have already read the finale. This is one that I was trying to keep up with the weekly releases. But at certain points I would forget, so then I would play catch up. So I had a couple volumes to catch up to the finale recently, and when I found out that the series was ending, I caught up and was able to read the finale the day that it released. So I have really enjoyed this series. It's probably the shortest of my shonen action series that I collect, but I just really like so many of the characters. And I just love the relationships, and I feel like even though this is like a battle shonen, I feel like it's really wholesome and just really feel good because of the way that the main character is older than a lot of the side characters that he interacts with, and kind of has like not a mentor role with them because he's not like in the position to be a mentor to them, but he plays like an older brother father figure to them. But another thing that I love about this series with the physical release is how colorful all of the volumes are and the spines. So that is something that I really love with the series I collect, when the spines are colorful, because I love how that looks on my shelves. Those pops of color that just kind of make me happy through the day when I look at my bookcases. And so since I just had a shonen title, I have a couple figures of characters from shonen series, so I'll go ahead and share those. So first from Naruto, I have a couple little, I say little, but yes, little mini figures of Kakashi. So first I have this little, let's see if I can focus. This little cat figure from one of the Naruto lines. And he's so cute. His little paws, and he's sleepy. So I had gotten this little Iruka cat figure. He's so cute. Iruka's my favorite character in Naruto. And then Kakashi is next. But I found this Iruka one, and I wanted to get the matching Kakashi version where he's sitting in this same little pose. But it's been out of stock everywhere, and the couple listings that have popped up have either been really expensive or have just sold really fast before I could get to them. But when I saw this one pop up with a listing, I thought it would be just the cutest thing ever if I had these two, and it would be like Iruka is watching over Kakashi while he naps. And I thought that was so cute. So I went with this one instead of the one I was originally planning on. And I'm super happy. Super happy with him. So cute. And then this next one is a little figure that is part of one of the Naruto T-Friends lines. So I posted a YouTube short of unboxing this because I did buy the full case, because these were just kind of hard to find, just like the individual characters. So I just got the whole case because I wanted Kakashi, but it came with this little gate thing for him to perch upon. I'll put a link to the unboxing YouTube short up in the corner. But super happy with this. He's so cute. I do have 2 others that are in different lines of the same kind of Naruto T-Friends. And it's this one where he is meant to just like hang on to the lip of a cup. Sleepy Kakashi. And then this one where his feet kind of hang onto the edge of a cup and he hangs down and he's upside down reading. Super cute. And now this one, even though he has this perch, it's meant to be part of the line where he holds on to the edge of a cup. But this one is the most like finicky of the three of them because his little grip is so tiny. So I dropped him a lot of times while I was trying to get him secured onto a cup. But unfortunately, Iruka doesn't have a minifigure in any of the T-Friends lines yet. So hoping that if they do another one that he will be part of it. But until then, I'm just collecting all of the Kakashis. And then one more shonen character that I got a figure for, and it's been a long time coming. Toji! He's so cute! Look at his sweet and innocent little face. He's never done anything wrong. He just is sweet and cute and just will sit there and look sweet at you. So, Toji's my favorite character from Jujutsu Kaisen. And he's the only one that I've gotten a lookup figure for from that series. I'm not planning on getting any others. I just wanted Toji. For my collection, I only have 3 lookup figures, so Toji, Sanji, and Kakashi. But he's so cute, his little smile, and then his rosy cheeks, and he just does not look like he's a sorcerer killer. He just looks like a little sweetie pie. And I love the little details about like his messy hair coming up on the sides and just being sweet. His little pose holding his ankles. But really happy to have him. I do have another figure of Toji in my collection, his resin statue. I also have a Toji pin collection, as well as a ton of fan art. I'm a big fan of Toji, so it was just a matter of time before I got him. I missed his pre-order, so I ordered him when there was a restock, and I'm super happy with him. And I have one more figure before I get to the last of the books in my haul, and the figure is Ruby from Oshi no Ko. So in a recent haul video, I just picked up Kana's little sleeping kitty figure to go with Aqua that I already had. And the reason I got Kana instead of Ruby was because with the sleeping cat figures, they kind of just didn't look the way I wanted. Like with Ruby with her eyes closed, it just looked like she could be any blonde protagonist. But with this one of her hanging off the end of a block, she has her eyes open and is just very much Ruby. So I already had this Aqua one that was gifted to me from a friend, and I really wanted him to have a little friend, and I love just having the twins together. This was one that had these 3 options, and so I was considering getting Kana, but because I got Kana for the sleeping kitties, I decided to do Ruby for the little block figures. And then they both have their eye that has the little sparkle. But I'm really excited to get my Oshi no Ko section of my shelves kind of set up now that I've been having a few things coming in for this series, and I need to dedicate more space on my shelves for this series. Next, I have 3 novels, and they're from the series Rascal Does Not Dream, and it's volumes 6, 7, and 9. So volume 9, Rascal Does Not Dream of a Knapsack Kid, and I'm still missing a few of these volumes. We're slowly picking up the volumes that we're missing, but so volume 9, and then volumes 6 and 7, so Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl and Rascal Does Not Dream of His First Love. And these 2 volumes are the favorite content of this series for me. I love volume 1, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, but this section here of the story with volumes 6 and 7 are kind of like the climax. I feel like a big climax of the series with Sakata's relationship with Mai and just kind of the culmination of all of the volumes leading up to it. It's also my favorite content of the anime, so after season 1, these 2 novels were adapted to a movie, and it is just so moving. I cry every time I watch the movie, and then I cried while reading these 2 volumes, so just really a big fan of this series. I forgot to show the backs of this series. I love the writing style. The writer is really funny. I love the main character, Sakata. And with these volumes, so with these 3 volumes, we have 6 through 14 in volume 1. So we're still missing 2, 3, 4, and 5. So gonna pick those up soon, and then we'll have all the volumes. And then this series did just end in Japan with volume 15. So really looking forward to the volume 15 release. I still need to catch up, I think, on volumes 13 and 14. So I just need to read 13 and 14 before volume 15 releases. And I'm really curious to see how this story is going to wrap up. I feel like it's just been going on forever. So I'm kind of sad it's going to be ending, but looking forward to seeing how everything wraps up. I have 3 books left, and they're all related to the series Bungo Stray Dogs. So this first one is volume 1 of the comic Anthology, and I did recently pick up volume 3. I was intending to collect all of the Anthology volumes, but I just didn't pre-order them, so I just thought I'll wait and get them. But then when I picked up volume 3, it kind of bothers me to just have a volume 3 on the shelf, so I got volume 1, and I've been looking for volume 2. But I haven't read any of the anthologies yet. I've flipped through the 3rd one and read one of the stories that had to do with Fukuzawa. And then this one I've just flipped through a little bit. But I wanted to wait until I was going to sit down and actually read through all of them. So looking forward to that. I'm probably going to wait until I get the 2nd one so that I can just kind of read through all 3 of them. Even though the stories aren't related to each other, I'll probably still do that. And then I have volume 4 on the way. Actually, I don't know if it's on the way. It is the next release, and I have it pre-ordered. So it will be on the way once it releases. But Bungo Stray Dogs is a series that I've enjoyed the anime for years, but recently became really obsessed with the series in the last year or 2 when I rewatched the anime and got a bit into the manga and started reading the novels, and then started reading literature that had to do with the character influences of the series. So that is a perfect segue into the last 2 books that I have in this haul. So first I have The Wild Goose, which is a novel by Mori Ogai. Mori is a character in Bungo Stray Dogs, and the character in Bungo Stray Dogs is based off of this writer, and this is my favorite of his works that I've read so far. I do own another translation of this novel in my collection. It's called Gone, and then this is another translation called The Wild Goose, and then there's another translation called The Wild Geese. But this is the first one that I read, and I really liked it, and I'm planning to read Gone soon and kind of compare them as I read. But Mori's one of my favorite characters in Bungo Stray Dogs, and it's been so rewarding to go on my Bungo Stray Dogs lit journey and just read a lot of things that he's written and kind of see how his character was created in the series based on not just the man himself, but also on his writing, the writing style, the things that happen in his novels and novellas. So it's been super rewarding to get into his works. And I do have a bit of a collection of his stuff now that I need to get reading through, some that I've read already and some that I haven't. And then the last book is this Fukuzawa book, Outline of a Theory of Civilization. So taking a look at the chapters, it is broken up into chapters rather than essays, so I don't think some of the other work that I've read of his have been essay collections, but this is one of the works that he's most well known for, an outline of a theory of civilization. Another is an encouragement of learning, which is one that I haven't been able to get my hands on yet. I also have Fukuzawa's essay collection on government, as well as his essays on women. His essay collection on women's rights has been my favorite thing of his that I've read so far. I really loved seeing his tone and his passion come through in his writing, and his courage writing about it in the late 1800s, just loudly shouting about an unpopular opinion he had and calling for change. I'm currently very slowly reading through his autobiography, and I've been really enjoying it because it is not dry at all. It reads like he's there talking to you, and it's because he dictated his autobiography, and I feel like that's why it kind of sounds like he's just there talking to you, telling you about what his life was like. So I'm still in the middle of reading that one, but I'm just so happy I've been able to get a hold of these because Mori and Fukuzawa are two of my favorite characters in Bungo Stray Dogs, and as I've read some of their works and then also learned about them as people and the things that they accomplished while they were alive, just made me love them even more and then really appreciate Bungo Stray Dogs as a series and just the research that went into the storytelling and the character building. And I feel like I say this in every haul video that I get more to go into my BSD Lit collection, but highly, highly recommend. If you have a favorite Bungo Stray Dogs character, look into the person that that character is based on and read some of their work, whether it's poetry or short stories or novels or novellas, because it will probably make you like them more. And it's kind of like extra content, even though they're real people and it's like about their lives or things that they've written. But I have found it to be very rewarding and enriching. So yeah. So this is my haul. This time around, all of these books and these little figures. Really excited to get all of these on my shelves as they've been just sitting in a pile off to the side of my room. But really thrilled to be filling in the gaps of some series that we've been collecting, as well as some of the new releases that have come in. And of course, all my cute new little figures. So I hope you enjoyed watching as I went through everything. And I don't know, was this angle of my shelves and this little stool here, how was it? But until my next haul video, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon in another video.